Last time on the Serpent Isle. Talking, and yet more talking. Namely with the inhabitants of the Sleeping Bull Inn, a rather cozy little area on the Serpent Isle. Mainly, we found out through many of the patrons here are seeking passage to Moonshade, the city of mages on the Isle beyond. However, their captain, Captain Hawk, was jailed by the Knights of the Sleeping Bull Tower for getting into a fight with Pikemen, the very same Pikemen that Flindo, emerging from Moonshade, brought over to try to convince Hawk to set sail back to the City of Magical Wonder. The people we met in the inn was a man named Kane, and Sorcio, Flindo, Argus, Selena, Migim, and Ale. Kane is a sheep herder and wants to go to Moonshade to meet a mage to help him find his lost brother Edrin. Ale, the parrot, is a pet of his, who he found during the storm where his brother went missing. And Sorcio is an exiled mage of Moonshade. Why did he get exiled? For using magical coercion on a mage adept's daughter. Pretty foul and also hypocritical, because according to him, the top leaders of Moonshade do such things quite a bit. Flindo is a merchant of Moonshade, and a bit of a jerk. He just wants to go back to Moonshade for obvious business reasons. He's also rather influential there, and agreed to see if he can get the Avatar an audience with the Mage Council. Pretty cool. Selena is a blonde-haired woman seeking protection. She didn't have too much dialogue, but well in this part. She also wanted our Moonsilk stockings, but we declined giving it to her. Migim is a monk of Monk Isle, where else? He's the one who found the amulet of balance we got from Karnax several parts ago, and warned the Avatar about an attempt on his life in the very near future. After all that gabbing, I messed with the magical music box a little bit, and the part ended. Hello guys, welcome back to some more Serpent Isle. Down we go. Kegs. Yeah, this is definitely a basement. It's like, what has my life come to? I'm the Avatar Britannia, and here I am, in the basement of an inn in a strange land I haven't visited in a long time, trying to find clues as to where Batlin is, or clues in general. Well, let's explore. Now, Deborah mentioned that there's a bit of a scuffle down here, and she found barrels and crates in disarray. Everything seems to be in order, though. These are cloth, as you can see. You can turn these to bandages if you like. I'm not going to. That's also a cat statue. That's interesting. Do you notice anything? There's something here. I don't mean these kegs. This is a secret path. Also, Shamina, why aren't you using torches? That's because he's carrying a magical bow. So we'll have YOLO carry it. He'll be the torch guy from here on out. So I should probably give him some. Save inventory space for Shamino here. Here we go. That way I can just put potions here. Once we find some. Now I remember this area pretty well, I think. It's actually pretty memorable. We got a lever here, a switch. We got a key here, which is very important. What key isn't, right? We'll put that right in the corner there, as I always do. Now this chest here, be careful. This chest is very dangerous. We can't open it with that key, but we can pick it. But it explodes. Which is why you can't stand there. Inside we got 100 Monetari and a lot of bandages. We'll give the bandages to Shamino. Because Yana's not with us anymore. She's back in Britannia. And we won't see her for a while. Well, by a while I mean Ultima 9. Which involves actually playing that game, so I'll pass for now. Duper can carry that, and he's full. He can't carry anything else. He's got too much stuff, too much money. Alright, we'll flick the switch. and try to solve this mystery that Devra couldn't. Batlin likely got into a fight with Angus. I can't remember exactly what Devra said. I can't remember if she said she saw Angus go down there in Batlin and then it just disappeared, or she just heard like a scuffle, loud noises, and she came down and everything was in disarray and stuff. But that opened this, that switch. We'll go in. A rat. 2 of them. And these look like jail cells, and I will fight these rats because they're hostile. How about you? Get the other one, guys. It's just a rat. I like how the music is all epic, as always. Even if you fight rather mundane enemies. That key we got will open these. They're jail cells. Did Devra and Argus know about these, this area? Probably not. There's a corpse. It looks like a weird corpse, though, doesn't it? When you click on it, it says corpse. Well, let's open it up. There's a quill and a scroll. Let's read it. This day, Silverpay came to see me. The black-hearted demon came to gloat, and to give me a scroll, and to give me scroll and quill. This guy didn't get any education growing up, we can tell. He said I could write whate'er I wanted, or I would never see daylight again. I fear he is right. Serpent believes that I stole from him, the paranoid old coot. I ne'er would believe me mates when they spoke of the little demons in the captain's pate, telling him what to do. Of course, I believed him right enough when old Pate told me these things. This is kind of hard to read out loud. Alas, I learned too late to prevent me imprisonment. I figure old Pate will ne'er read me words, and if he do, then so be it. Whomever ye be that reads me words, be warned against Captain Silverpate. He uses magic wardrobes to spy on his own mates. The little switches at the bull don't work. We didn't run across those. In fact, I completely forgot we haven't went upstairs of the sleeping bull. The captain said, unless the master wardrobe is used, this master wardrobe be situated down in these here catacombs. I also heard the evil-hearted bastard yammer about some serpent gate. Old Pate said the gate was hidden. It'd be right hard to be thinking straight. But I think the captain said something about 2 torches marking the hidden entrance. Oh, I thought that was it. Maybe this serpent gate could help thee. Of course, it'd be likely that no bloke will e'er read me scribbling. Pate thinks everyone be after his treasure. So distrustful be old Pate. He even spies on his own family. Let it be known that I, Bren, chief bosun on the Black Gull, were a pirate who ne'er turned against one of his own. Well, Bren, your scroll's very helpful. Now we'll take it. That'll be cataloged back at base. Speaking of bases, there's actually one base in this game I like to use. We won't see it till way later on, but it's one of my favorite areas. It's not what you're thinking if you play this game. Let's go up and this way. I hope there's no dangerous creatures like, oh, I don't know, cyclopses or something like that. Hopefully just headlesses, or paintless ones, whatever you want to call them. Thankfully, Origin didn't draw the dangly bits. Now, he said 2 torches. They're right here. And these don't do anything. I misremembered. Let's go up. Up, up, up. It's really quiet down here. No music, no nothing. Up, 2 torches. I remembered. It's a hidden pathway. I'm actually proud to say I actually found this as a kid. Pretty straightforward, I guess, but... that says something. We'll go in. We got 2 buckets. Wine press. Nice. Grapes, obviously. I'm thinking, at least. But who put these grapes down here? Who lit these torches? Someone must know this area, though I imagine it was kind of well-maintained. We see cobwebs here. Because Angus disappeared recently. which explains the cobweb. So he was probably taking care of this stuff. That says something, and they both say the same thing. There's actually nothing special here, so we'll leave. We'll find those. Go to this path here, excuse me. That also says something. I can't read Runic. I'll most likely add the translation in the software, video editing. I'm a little distracted because I just got a second monitor today. And I booted this game up, ready to play, and I was recording. However, in full screen, when I go move the mouse cursor off to the left side of the screen, it goes over to the second monitor, and I lose focus of moving my characters here. So I had to go fix that. Managed to find a second monitor that fits on my desk. It's a 5x4 of all aspect ratios. 19 inches. It's the only kind of monitor that can fit on my desk. Oh no, spiders. Have at you. Oh, that was easy. It's a serpent gate. And can't open that, I don't think. I doubt this key will work. Does not work. I will save and open this chest, hopefully. It did not work. Can we use lockpicks? We can. Inside, we got an explosion scroll. We will take this scroll because I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I'll mention anyways. When we get a spell book, we can transcribe this scroll onto our spell book using the transcribe spell. And a lot of spells in this game, I don't know if it's some or a lot, will be transcribed onto your spell book. Not every spell is purchasable. We also got a map. Dark Path. It says Silverpay on the bottom. That might be important. We will take it. I'll also take that key. Yellow's thinking, oh, I suppose I gotta carry this. That's right, Yellow. You gotta carry this. You gotta carry the torches, and that should be it, right? Yes, it is. Imagine that key opens that. If it does, I am not going to enter just yet. But I will open it. Which means these spires will probably pop up again when we come back. Let's go this way. We could go south, which is probably a better option. What are these? What is this? Tremors? Not exactly the same monster, but, well, have at them. Victory! You haven't even got hurt yet. They don't carry anything. Ah, another scroll. Create food. A magical scroll. Gib. And we got some treasure chests here. A little paranoid because these chests can be a little dangerous to open. Like the last one. Ah, poison! Oh no! Oh, poison again. Takes me back to Lydia's poison. Oh boy. Open that. Open that. Run away! Or not. Oh boy. Dupre died. Yeah, that wasn't so smart. When they say run away, you should run away. Oh! One of thy friends hath met an untimely end. This should not be. If thou art ready to see thy friend again, ask, and I will return them to thee. Yes, please? Now thy friend Duper doth live again. His name is Dupre, Carnex. Oh, I'm sorry. Tupre. Yeah, close enough. Let's leave. All the way up here. Where's Duper? The heck, where's Dupre? Well, I'm definitely gonna reload. That's... has nothing. This has nothing. This probably has nothing, right? When they say run away, run away. These chests don't do anything. Well, I just wasted my time. And my health. But thankfully, we have some antidote potions. Nice. May as well use them. My eyes keep going to my second monitor. For a while, I was saying I can't fit a second monitor on my computer desk, but then I thought to myself, wait, I could probably get a 5x4. They still make them. And by they, I mean ISO. I sound like a shilling ISO monitors. And it's definitely not nearly as expensive as the 2133 4x3 monitor. My very first LCD monitor, when LCDs became a thing, was the ViewSonic VX922. That was also a 5x4. 1280x1024 resolution. I play Gothic 1, Gothic 2, Gothic 3, Dark Messiah, Might and Magic, and all sorts of computer games of that time. A lot of computer games of that time supported that aspect ratio. Nowadays, not really. Developers nowadays, 16:9 is standard. They don't even bother supporting like 16:10, 1920x1200, or even old resolutions, but sometimes I'll play a modern game, quote-unquote modern, like Doom, the 2016 version, actually supports 4x3 resolutions. I was actually really surprised. I haven't installed on my other PC. You can play that in 1200p, 16x1200. I didn't give that to Duper because he's full up. But we got a bag here, though. Oh, halberd. I was so busy talking about monitors that I didn't even notice this halberd here. I might give this to Dupre. I'm not sure. I was also wrong about the Sword of Defense. It does 1 point damage more than a regular sword. It does 7 points of damage. But the halberd does 11. But that would mean he wouldn't be able to use his awesome shield. But we are going to take this halberd. I'm going to give this to Shimino. Because you never know who might join us in the future. That's not going to fit. You just hold on to that like that, Shimino. Halberds are really good weapons. It does 11 points of damage, like I said. That's an antique armor. We don't need that. We do need this chain glove. I think I'll give this to... I think Shamino's fine. I also gotta keep armor, just in case. So we'll take... No, I'll leave that be. Armor's pretty easy to get. I don't want to carry too much stuff. And I almost forgot to grab that bag. Who can I give that bag to? Maybe the Avatar? Oh, he can carry it. I don't know if you're thinking, but I'm still carrying Simon's foam bottle. I keep forgetting to drop it. Uh-oh. That's poison. Poison! Avatar, you gotta stop opening these trap chests. They're dangerous. Well, how else are we gonna get treasure? Now you know how I feel, YOLO, when Lydia poisoned me. Ooh. That was a chest worth opening. We will definitely give that to Duper. There you go. However, he's kind of full up on stuff. I kind of like the chain coif for the Avatar. We'll keep that. Can you wear this? Too heavy. You're carrying too much stuff, man. Come on. Okay, Avatar. We'll have to carry some money. That's not the right one. Carry 1, 2, and 3. Go. That's... We don't need the leather helmet. So I can stay in there. Are you really going to open that Avatar? Yes, right after I give someone the chain leggings. Which I guess I'll give to Shamino. Go. We're finally getting decently equipped right now. Oh! Yep. Oh, boy. Oh, good thing there's bandages in here. My goodness, we'll use... Must save first. In the Black Gate, when you consume items from a chest, your companions don't like that. I think Serpent Isle, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Much better. We'll also take those guilders. Guilders is another currency in Serpent Isle that is very helpful. Lockpicks I will take. But yeah, my eyes keep going to the second monitor, because now I can monitor my frames, if there's going to be drop frames and such. It's really handy. I didn't even think about that. It's like, oh yeah, I can get a smaller monitor instead of a widescreen monitor. I didn't even think ISO made 5x4s, or I didn't even think about it. But the problem is that when I booted this game up, like I said, the mouse would, when I walk the characters, the mouse would glide over to the second monitor. And I'm reading that's a common issue because of Windows 11. Surprise, surprise. It's a little annoying. People are using third-party software just to lock their mouse cursor in full screen. And this game is in full screen. Maybe each game is different. The temporary fix is moving the monitor and the display of the settings away so you can't move the mouse to it. Right now it's diagonal, so I can't access the second monitor at all. Which is fine when I'm doing a Let's Play, but streaming is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I may have to use that software. And don't worry, I've not forgotten. I know I'm gabbing. I'm going to drop this bottle finally. I don't think I'm going to keep this. I'll keep the mace. While I'm thinking about it. Let's just drop it. We'll leave that be. I'm anticipating whether we're going to pick up a lot of bodies in the future, but I don't think so. And even if I do, I can just drag them screen by screen. I'm also going to put this is Kantra's scroll. Kantra's father's scroll. I'll put this in here for now. This too, that'll be stored away. That's Lord British's scroll that he gave us. It's been entirely too long here, so we'll leave. Don't get poisoned, YOLO. Really strange that lightning strike is happening underground. Let me reload. Save first, then reload. I know I saved earlier, but that's ruining my immersion. We already went in there, so let's go back up and hit up that teleporter. In 20 minutes already. That's why I said this basement's actually pretty involved. I couldn't do it in the last part. The last part was getting to be too long. A lot of talking too, and we're not done. Moonshade has a lot of talking as well. Oh. Teleports to Deborah's bedroom. She's probably thinking, what are you doing in here? I didn't even hear you come in. Yeah, you have a whole system of catacombs below the Sleeping Bull Hamlet. Did you know that? No, I didn't know that. Amazing. Did you find any treasure? I wouldn't call it treasure. I found some plate armor, leggings, helmet. Found some money. Why, that's my money. Well, it's mine now. Let's go back. So we know that teleporter does that, which is fine. I don't need to reload or speed up because we're done with that section. And that Serpent Gate there is very important. If you play this game, and you likely have, the Serpent Gates are a method for something. It has something to do with the Serpent Jawbone that Insorcio mentioned, the one that Batlin stole from him. Let's go up. Or, no, there's nothing up here. Go down. And also, I was just thinking to myself, the 5x4 monitor, it's not good for gaming. The response time, different from input lag, is 16 milliseconds. I pretty much just got it to monitor things. It makes doing spreadsheet work a little bit easier. And I was thinking to myself, I wanted to stream eventually. I was hoping last week, but I wasn't sure what to play. I didn't open anything. Strange, that did not work. Well, the key upstairs probably works, but yeah. I lost my train of thought. There we go. What does this say? That says something. And Serpent, how did he set this place up? And Stones is playing. For some reason. So the scroll said, these switches take you to areas that Silverpate was spying on. He is spying on his mates. However, the scroll also says, excuse me, it won't work without turning on the master switch. So let's try to find it. I think drinking out of that will poison you. I will save scum and check. It does not. For some reason, I think these fountains poison you. Maybe that one fountain somewhere does it. And don't worry, I see that. That is an invisible chest with a false coin scroll. That's going to be a very, very handy scroll. If you don't want to grind for money. Mass cure, we will take these. Now, false coin creates inflation. Joking a little bit. It lets you create currency. And it's permanent. You would basically cast the spell, and you're limited by your reagents and your mana. And you use the money to, you know, exchange whatever you want with a vendor. These are probably trapped, aren't they? Yes, they are. I forgot to, like, pick them. Go. Ooh, those are fake. The scroll didn't mention that, but... There's some stuff here. That's an interesting looking key. I'll take it. Yeah, the monitor's not good for gaming. Like I said, 16 milliseconds of response time, gray to gray. I imagine the input lag is probably terrible. Unlike the 4x3 I have, which is really good when it comes to input latency, it feels like less than a frame. If you don't know, a frame is 16.67 milliseconds. If you get a monitor that's that or less, you're pretty much good for gaming. Even emulation. Emulators have lag, your controller can have lag, and human error can have lag, and your display can have lag. Lag, lag, lag. That's one thing I miss from CRTs, is the input lag. And the, what do you call it? The motion clarity, the lack of ghosting. We're going to take this map. And that's it for the monitor for now. Let's focus on Ultima VII, Part 2, Serpent Isle. Oh, Silverpate's treasure map. That is definitely way up north. Glacier Mountains, Skull Crusher Mountains, Ice Plains. There's 2 entrances, 2 mouths to a cave here. And an X marking where the treasure is. This map's going to be very, very helpful. Nobody found this map. They tried to find a treasure without a map, probably. I guess Angus knew about it all along and didn't want anyone looking for it. I guess smart for Silverpate to spy on his own family members. Because even his own family members are trying to look for the treasure too. Anything down here though? We're pretty much done with the basement, so I think we have time to try to break Captain Hawk out of Sleeping Bull Tower. Let's flip this. Oh. Let's open that door. Which key? That key opens it. This probably closes that. Answer is yes. And this must be the master key. Or master switch. Well, let's go ahead and see where this takes us. Yeah, I'll flip this one. I was thinking about flipping the other ones up top. One of them. And it takes you to a bedroom upstairs. There's nothing in here. There's a scroll, though. Welcome to the Sleeping Bull Inn. Our inn hath been owned by the same family for 4 generations. We have a long tradition of service. We will do our best to ensure that thy stay at the inn will be most enjoyable. If thou hast any questions, please inquire of Mistress Devra or Master Angus. I almost wanted to spoil something about Angus, but I'm not going to. Do these open these? No, it does not. I know these keys don't work. I'm just making sure. Oh. Okay, we got a free place to rest. Nice. That unlocked that. And That did not work. That's likely the room we get from Devra. But this pick broke. I'm pretty sure to save so I don't waste lockpicks. There we go. We got low dex, 20. So we can't have 100% success rate when it comes to, you know, unlocking doors and stuff. That just says the same thing. And this takes us back here. So you can guess where these switches will lead you to. Says the same thing. Fireplace too, that's pretty neat. Argus probably heard, what's that noise upstairs? I heard footsteps. There's nobody supposed to be here. It's 8 in the evening. Everyone's sleepy. Eepy. Ah, here's the room. Cheese and bread, we don't need that. I hear it again. There's footsteps in that room. Is it a ghost? Yeah, it's the ghost of Silverpate. Yeah, don't open that way. We're stuck. There's also a nice area to store your stuff as well. But there's one area that I really like. But that won't be for a while. I'm hitting all these switches, by the way. Just because I can. I don't even need to translate that. You know what that says. Room 7. It's locked. Let's unlock it. Who is carrying a necklace of bones? Whose room is this? I just want to see what was in it. That's not a crime. I'm just snooping. That was actually a skill in Ultima Online, snooping. You can open people's backpacks, other players' backpacks, and that increases your skill. And there was a stealing skill. I was way too young to enjoy that game, though. I kept dying. Book. Very important one, too, I think. Day 8. This rotten place ain't for me. It don't seem possible to revel around here. This must be Deadeye. Day 9. Did some work for Batlin. He thinks too much of himself. I wish he'd fall off a cliff. Like him. You and me both. Likely, Deadeye. Day 12. Why'd I ever leave Britannia? I tell myself that question every day. Day 20. Batlin better pay me in gold, or I'll be teaching him a lesson. Gold is the only way for me to leave this bilge hole and have some fun in Britannia. I already know what I'll be buying. Buccaneer's Den is my idea of a good place to be. There's a serpent dagger here as well, and a torch. Well, these likely belong to Deadeye. Doesn't sound like Brunt. So I'm taking the torch. I don't need the dagger. It does 1 point of damage, I think. Nothing special here. Silverpate's little magical thingy, magical wardrobe is really helping out. We find other clues up here. Nope, that's empty. And so is that. Wonderful. Alright, well, I think that's it. I think I wasted a lot of lockpicks too. I still got a lot, I got 15. Our stats for the avatar is where they should be for now. If you know, you know. We're level 6. Duper can raise strength and combat. I just sort of keep him as a tank kind of guy. Shamino, strength and combat, and YOLO is still lagging behind a little bit. Not lagging behind, but he just leveled up. Or just spent his training points. He's got good combat, it's like really high. Oh well. Alright, let's try to do something, I guess. I think we should probably go to sleep. There's no new dialogue involved in the catacombs down there. As you can see. I guess I'll sleep somewhere, I guess in here. Why am I moving so slowly? Is there an enemy nearby? Oh well, night-night. 12 hours ought to do it, Duper. Watch over me, and close that shutter. You let the cold air in. Alright, Ruben. It's time to continue the quest. Oh. So it wasn't a dream. I've been in Serpent Isle this entire time. Alright. We already talked to Selena. So let's go to Sleeping Bull Tower. That took exactly 33 minutes. Remember what Migum said? He said someone's gonna attempt to attack the Avatar soon. Keep that in mind. I think we'll have time to release Hawk. I don't think this takes too long. The Sleeping Bull Tower is right up here. And nobody's hungry yet, that's good. I don't want to waste my food. Whoa! Hey guys, how's it going? I'm a knight too. Which means you're gonna respect me, right? This is the Bull Tower, knave. Oh, guess not. State thy business, or be gone. We have no time for idle chit-chat with the goblins about. I think you can rest easy, cause we pretty much killed a lot of goblins earlier. Got the helmet back from them and everything. I was kind of disappointed, I think, as a kid, that when you clear the camp, I feel like every single knight in the area in Monitor should know. But these knights here are kind of special cases. They are dicks. Let's ask them about the goblins. Yes, that entire Val race is the scourge of all men of the Serpent Isle. Of course, Pikemen. I received my training on the list fields by the finest knights and trainers in all of Monitor. Now my duty is to protect the traveling citizenry, for all manner of harm. Goblins, thieves, and the like. What can you tell me about Bull Tower? The Bull Tower is erected to protect the people of Sleeping Bull from Gobbo attack. I dare say since it was built, they have seldom dared to challenge it. They were soon, according to that scroll we found in the Goblin Cave. If we didn't stop that, you guys probably would have been screwed. Captain Hawk. So, thou art a friend of that criminal? His ransom is a mere 100 monetari. We also accept other precious items. Well, that sounds like small change. I will pay this small fine. Dost thou wish to pay Captain Hawk's fine? Yes, please. I do not believe that a rogue like thyself has the riches to buy Hawk's freedom. Dude, I'm a knight too. What the heck? What canst thou give us? You can choose whichever, if you like. Magic items, fawn money, jewels, monetary. Let's choose fawn money. Ha ha ha, very funny. Take those little silver coins to Bull and exchange them for true coin. Okay, what about, guilders? Dost mean the strange glowing money that the mages use? Bah, take that to Bull and exchange it for true money. Like monetary. The way he's saying Bull is, not flowing too well. Okay, how about monetary then? Now that's something we like. How much dost thou have? We got 2,730 monetary, sir. 'Tis not enough. But thou didst say the ransom was 100 monetary. 'Tis not enough. Bring us more. But that's a lot more than what you're asking for. Monetary. Remove thyself, he says. So if you come back with a higher amount, they're just going to ask for a higher amount. And one of your companions will say, these guys are thieves. I wonder if we can talk to Hawk, though, at least. Let's go in the tower a little bit. If these guys get out of the way. There's a lot of knights here. But hey, if you want a lot of money, just kill them all, I guess, and cremate them. It's funny how that's an option. And your companions don't even care. Ah, oh Captain, my Captain. That is Captain Hawk. How you doing, Captain Hawk? Could ye unlock this door and let me go? I'm cold. Aye, matey. Well, bye. We don't have the keys, so we can't do that. He definitely looks like the quintessential sailor, though. Well, kind of have no options. We almost died right there. Well, not really, but we were too close to that teleport storm there. The lightning strike. Well, no options, so let's go back to the Bull and consider what we can do from here on out. I'm also going to go ahead and make a hard save, just because I feel like it. Got about halfway to go. Selena seems to be approaching us. I've heard that thou art in need of finances, shall we say. How'd you hear that? I believe that I can be of help. Finances? I would simply say that a little birdie told me that thou dost need desperately to sail to Moonshade. Are you speaking of ale? The parrot. Now, with Captain Hawk a prisoner of the Tower Guards, thou must certainly be trying to scrape together a ransom sufficient to sate those greedy ruffians. It is also obvious, if one thinks about it just so. Indeed. Okay, what's your help look like? Not long ago, one of those strange storms took the lighthouse that was up the coast, north and east of here. In its place is a strange building, locked tight, and reportedly filled with hideous monsters and great treasure. One I thought of as my beloved found a key on a creature outside of the building. He gave this key to me for certain favors. Okay, and promised to meet me here so we could seek the treasure together. And who's that you were talking about? He is not here and shows no signs of keeping his word. Men. I feel terrible, for this time I had given away mine heart, and now 'tis broken. Oh, poor you. Give me the key. If thou art willing to allow me to join thee, I can lead thee to treasure enough for both of us. I have the key and the instructions, but I am no match for what may lie ahead. Wilt thou join me in seeking the treasure? Sure. I knew that thou wouldst be interested. Judging from what I've been told, it would be best if only two went. The danger to any more than two is great. Wilt thou leave thy companions here for their safety? Remember what Thoxus said? Never have your companions leave your side. So we're going to say no. I hope that thou dost not live to regret thy decision, Reuben. They are thy friends, and will not thank thee if thou dost lead them to their deaths. You underestimate my companions, they'll follow me into the abyss. They are that loyal. And now we got a companion. Kind of. And she's got like an interesting... Her face looks unlike the portrait. She's got chainmail, she's got a blink ring, black boots, and stockings, and a guani cloak. Inside is a scroll, Columna's Intuition. I think I'm going to take that, and a key. You don't mind if I take these, Selena? I'm sure you don't. Take all the things. Well, she doesn't seem to be complaining. Her stats are rather pathetic. She is level 1. 12 strength, 12 dex, and 14 intelligence. 6 combat and 0 magic. And she's supposed to be a magician. Well, let's go find that building. She said north and east. Likely it's right here. So we got a little bit of a journey. It's early in the morning, so I think we can make it. Those ruffians, man. It's no matter how much money you earn, monetary, it's just not enough. They want something specific. And also, I think there's something down here that I forgot. Like there's probably a chest or something. Oh, do you see something? A locked chest. We can't grab it, though. Can I... There's a way to get up there. And our companions can use a little food. Well, let's eat. Here we go. And none for Selena because she's probably already had breakfast and she's watching her weight. There's also another landmark up ahead that I do remember, but we're not going to enter there immediately. We will see it, I think. I think soon. Just follow the coast. We'll come across it. There's actually like not a whole lot to explore in this huge section here. But it's worth it if it's your first playthrough. This is the house. It's not the house that she was talking about, but this is something different. And we're going to come back to it later. We want to go down here. Also, I keep forgetting. I'm going to do it right now before I forget. YOLO needs to take that off. But that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about these crossbow bolts. Remember how you double-clicked on them in the black gate? YOLO brings out a message that, hey, these are my crossbow bolts. It has my insignia on it. But if you do it in here... Oh. I think they fixed it. My sloppy way of explaining, but YOLO had YOLO trademarked crossbows in the black gate, and when you double-click on them, he'll give off a line in the black gate. In Serpent Isle base game, that same line happens. And it's like, YOLO, you have a shop down here in Serpent Isle? Wow, you're really good. But it looks like SI fixes it. So never mind. That's actually just a little bit disappointing, but it does make things more consistent. Even though Ultima has never been consistent in, you know, its story, its continuity, I mean. Are we there yet? This is taking way too long. I struggle to know what to say when I'm just exploring and stuff. But this looks like it's it, and this building is going to be familiar to you if you play the Black Gate or watch the playthrough. Let's play, rather. Here we are. I feel like something's supposed to happen around here, though. I guess not. I think later? Well, let's open the door. Ah. What the deuce? Whoa. We got gold bars here. Let's stand still. I do not know where those may be exchanged on the Serpent Isle. Well, just take them. Take all of them. This is the mint from Britain and Britannia. The mint got exchanged with the lighthouse here in Serpent Isle. So now Britain has a lighthouse near the castle, which is kind of funny. Speaking of lighthouses, there were no lighthouses at all in the Black Gate, I believe. I do remember there being a lighthouse in Ultima 9, which involved a long quest, which didn't give you a really poor reward at the very end. 100 gold pieces, and it lasts an entire game. These also have gold coins that I will happily take. I guess it's not stealing, because it's in this land now. Nothing in there. There's headlesses here. I'm trying to be careful, because I don't want to be blinked all over the place. It's like, you don't know why that's happening. We don't know why that's happening. Yeah, gemstones too. We got a lot of money to exchange. Which is good, because I'm going to buy some plate armor from Dupré before we go to Moonshade. And only Dupré. Shamina can do final chainmail, and YOLO can just wear leather. Oh, it's a pantless one. How you doing? Oh, you're attacking me? That's cute. Oh, where'd you go? You got teleported into that room. Just like me. Nope, he disappeared again. Let's just leave. We looted everything, right? He's doing that. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Huh? Turn into a troll for like a split second. Let's leave. I think it's this way. Oh my. You're attacked again. Now that we have the gold, I think that it is time for me to use my blink ring to escape. I shall see thee at the inn. It's pretty wise not to trust women in Serpent Isle, I swear. How about you? Who are these guys? But she obviously led us to a trap and still tried to feign ignorance at the very end. She told us to leave our companions behind at the Sleeping Bull Inn, which is why it's a good idea not to do that. He's got a halberd. He's got a sword of defense. I'll take that. We have too much stuff, man. Way too much stuff. Two-handed sword and a scroll. Journey to the Mint. Ambush the hero there. Succeed in thy mission, and thou shalt be richly rewarded. There's but one penalty for failure. Death. Remember, the Avatar often travels with accursed companions. And they may be with him. Ignore the companions. Direct thine energies to one goal, the destruction of the Avatar. Destroy this note. No evidence should be left behind thee. He always hires the most dumbest brutes to try to kill us. Like they're too lazy to destroy the note. I guess they're just overconfident in their abilities. And unknown to them, the Avatar has temporary immortality, because we can't die. Not immortality, but we can get resurrected anytime we want to. Which I guess is in a way immortality. Anyways. Hammer, flail, and two-handed sword. And what's her face? Selena. Dropped a lot of stuff. We'll put this in the backpack, I guess. We don't need the black boots or the stockings. I will take the chain armor, though. Get the Shimino. That there. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I don't think I need this shield. Let's go back to the house, though. Like I said, there's kind of nothing around here to explore. When I play on my own, I walk around pretty much everywhere, but for the LP, it's just be a lot of empty space. I don't only want to do that if I'm ranting. Oh, what is this? Or rather, I remember this place. This place is something. I actually forget what to do here. Well, I will come back to it later. These blocks are a little too clean for the area. Let's go back to that house. Yeah, damn Selena. She was probably the one teleporting us inside that mint. Because that wasn't a teleportation storm incident. She was probably doing that on purpose. She is not trustworthy. That was the attempt on the Avatar's life that Migim mentioned in the last part. But here's the house. I'll make another hard save. Back at the Mint, I was a little worried that that event wouldn't happen. Because I'm not sure how SI Fixes works with the official version. But so far, it's working well. With some hiccups. I don't know what that says. And these are ghosts. Now these ghosts you can actually talk to in the original version. However, when you talk to them, it triggers a conversation with a very important NPC that you're supposed to meet later. And he's not supposed to be here. It's an error in the coding of the game a long time ago. So if you try to talk to the ghost in the base game and go through that conversation, it breaks things later on. Which is kind of funny. It also doesn't flow correctly because you're meeting the guy, who is a ghost, by the way. And the way the conversation is going, it doesn't really make any sense because it's about story events that happens way later, past this point. But anyways, I think we'll loot stuff. Read this, I guess. No, nothing special there. These ghosts are harmless. There's a lot of corpses down here. It's a little eerie. Nightshade. I will take the shade. And this one too. Anything else? I'm looking carefully. There's a lot of corpses down here. It's a house of horrors. House on Haunted Hill. Let's loot. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. No. 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 Oh, it's trapped. Got some gemstones, though. I'll take the gemstones. Thank you very much. Oh my god. Are all these chests trapped? It would be helpful if I had the destroy trap scroll, or a spell rather, but we don't have a spell book yet. We will get one. Skeletons! At you! This is a bad time to be cursed. YOLO! Attack already! Don't just stand there. And why is your torch not working? Spent already? That away. Oh, jeez. That was a lot of spooky, scary skeletons. But thankfully they have been returned to death. So let's go ahead and loot some more. Not that. Oh, great. I gotta do some more inventory management later on. Nothing in there, and nothing in there. Kind of not really worth coming down here. I know, I can cure Shamino poison, but I don't feel like it. Did I miss anything down there? Let's go back. I thought there was something right there. A loud boom. It's kind of reminiscent of the Tortured One's house, Alchemy Lab, and Scarbray. For some reason, the ghosts decided they wanted to attack us now. Well, at you then. Where's the other one? Oh, YOLO, good job. Alright, let's loot. Nothing there. I don't really need burst arrows. They explode, which can hurt your companions. The Fire Doom Staff does much the same thing. Other than that, Fire Doom Staff does a lot of damage. I think 20 points of damage, but we are done. Let's go back to the Sleeping Bull. Alright guys. I'm ready to pay the fine. Yes. We have gold bars. Would you like those? Alright, thou canst have them. Here be the key. I feel like you can get a lot more if you just took all my Monetari. But I guess these guards, these pikemen, are not exactly financially savvy. We got the key, so let's get, for one, let's get this off. Turn that off, rather. And free the captain. You are free, Captain. Aye, matey. How pleasant to make thine acquaintance, lad. I be Hawk, captain of the good ship Arabella. I can use a stiff drink, lad. Thou canst talk to me at the pub. I need a drink. Well, go get your drink. He is free. And next time, don't pick a fight. Out there. Let's close these. Jeez. It's a lot of knights, man. A bit too many. Before I forget, though, those keys we got, we need to put those away. Here is fine. So we'll talk to Hawk. As for Selena, when we go back to the inn, you're going to see that... Well, it's better to just go back to the inn. There's a long little journey there. Odd combat this time. Versus the last part. I was pretty much ready to do this part. There's someone new here, though. You noticed. So we got some more people to talk to. Migum is here. Let's talk to him. If he will approach us, that'd be great. Okay, nothing new here. I guess we'll talk to the guy, the new guy. We also gotta exchange some money. I'm gonna do it for monetary. Or I can go ahead and use the monetary we got to buy some armor. And then just exchange the rest for guilders. Here's the guy. Wilmot Knight. Ah, I see that thou art not a Monitor. And you look like a discount Luther from Monitor. Although I do not know thee, I'm certain that thou knowest me. Nope. What's your name? What? Thou hast not heard of me. Where hast thou been all thy life? The frozen north? I am Wilfred, Knight of the Bear Command, formerly of the Sleeping Bull Inn. Sleeping Bull? Well, thou art so rude to ask. Thou art the rude one. Yes, he is. Deborah and Angus, proprietors of the inn, are my parents. I was born here. What are your duties? As thou canst see, I'm a Knight of Monitor. I'm currently seeking the murderer of my father. And who's the murderer? We know who that is. He disappeared some time ago, and is presumed dead. I've been seeking clues since I was notified. Unlike my brother Argus, who came running home to take over the inn. Argus. Thou should say cowardly cur instead. He was so glad of an excuse to flee his accusers, a Monitor, that he ran all the way to the inn when Mother notified us of Father's disappearance. Oh, okay. I think you had to talk to Wilfred further in regards to Argus's, him killing that person back in Monitor. That thing I talked about at the very end of that Let's Play. That part. There are many who say that Argus took bribes to look aside while illegal activities took place. When Argus heard Flessar repeating these things, Argus called him to a selfish duel and killed him. Of course, like the pack of dogs that they are, the wolves declared it an accident, and their investigation of the bribes was more for show than anything. Wolves. Argus is, or was, a member of the Wolf Command. It doth not take much more than a glance at their commander to see what a worthless command they are. Brendan's womanizing speaks well enough for the character of the rank and file of his troops. That includes Argus. And Flessar's the lad he killed, eh? Flessar, or Flessar, was a knight of the Leper Command. He was Templar's friend. He was also not nearly as skilled as my brother, being many years Argus's junior. Templar. Templar is a knight of the Bear Command, and my friend. Although his friendship with Flessar was unusual, in that they were from different commands, it was inevitable that young Flessar would look to one of Monitor's best swordsmen for guidance. Alas, Templar's skill could not help young Flessar on the dueling field. Clues. Why should I tell thee what I have learned? Thou mayest well be the murderer. Retract thy words or eat them. Thou art speaking about the Avatar. Take the wind out of this egotistical dog sales, Avatar. Thou hast tread on dangerous ground with such accusations. Perhaps I was too hasty, my lord. I would see my father avenged. If thou art truly searching for my father's killer, then I will tell thee what I have learned. And what have you learned, you big bully? Mother mentioned that a guest, a mage by the name of Batlin, also disappeared the same night father did. I know for a fact that Angus hated mages. They would never have gone anywhere with one willingly, or alive. The name Batlin stirred something in my brain, so I asked around Monitor before I left. And I discovered some very interesting things indeed. Do tell. Batlin came to Monitor some time ago. He was accompanied by several unsavory companions. One was a huge hooded man, like the one that Mother mentioned in her letter. This odd party came asking about the Serpent ruins. The mage was unusually interested in anything to do with Serpent people. And, after Batlin and his henchmen left Monitor, it was discovered that a valuable Serpent relic was stolen from Andrel, the sculptor. We heard about that. Did you know what the relic looked like? We already know, but it's a dialogue option. I'm gonna choose everything. Though Andrel was a pikeman, I still cannot understand the interest he places in pieces of stone. He was the one that told me a carved black rock serpent was missing soon after the mage left. Apparently it was a family heirloom or something. Tell me about his henchmen. Do we have any more new information we can learn from Wilfred? There were three with him, so I was told. One was a pirate by his looks, with an unearthly white eye. One was a dark-skinned fighter, very strong but seemingly lacking in wit. And the other, as I have said, was a tall hooded man. No one recalls hearing him speak at all, so perhaps he is mute. And that is it. Bye. Goodbye. Indeed. What a butthead. Yeah, you tell him, YOLO Dupre. My goodness, how old are you guys? Well, he's talked to. Let's talk to Captain Hawk, who's already in his cups. Well, I don't blame him, being in prison for however long. A pleasure to see ye again, Reuben. So what can I do for ye, lad? I thank ye for releasing me from that cell. I never expected to end up in jail for not wanting to sail in these blasted storms. If there's anything that I can do for ye, thou shouldst tell me. Captain Hawk is a man of his word. He's one of the good people here in Serpent Isle. Also, his eyes are rather lopsided. That's the first time I noticed that. What can you tell me about your time in prison? Or jail, rather. There's a difference, I believe. Like, you know, police stations have jails, and prisons is like, you know, prisons. Minimum security, medium, maximum, supermax. Now, if that ain't gratitude for ye, here I refuse to risk the Arabella, and then passengers to the terrible fierce weather. And one of them goes and calls the pikemen on me. Pikemen? Well, to honor the fine keeper of this establishment, and thee, of course, lad. I like how, if you become a pikeman, a lot of people react to that. This is what I like in video games, when the world and NPCs react to you, your actions, and what you've done up to this point. Because if you don't become a Knight of Monitor, you won't see those lines, but if you do, the developers accounted for that. That's why games like this and like Deus Ex are games I really like very much. I'll try to be kind. So I'm really sad that Monitor's finest are no longer cut from the same sailcloth as Argus. If what I've seen and heard is any judge, I'd say that the pikemen are more interested in money than in valor. And me treasure. Ooh, you have treasure? Aye, treasure. For me, wilder, younger days. Those pikemen scoundrels try to convince me to tell him where I keep me map. 'Tis lucky for me that Argus would never let him search me room. I never keep it on me. Hide it in me room most times. We've been in every room, we didn't see it in there, I don't believe. Alright, tell me about the passengers. I had 3 passengers for the trip over to Moonshade. There's a fellow named Kane, a scurvy merchant named Flindo, and a pretty lass named Selena. Note that Selena is not here in the inn. It's pretty obvious she set us up into a trap, telling us to leave our companions here behind. Pretty little thing, lad. Brought her over from Moonshade a while back. Might have been the return trip from taking that fat sage battling across. And a sullen, bossy sort of fellow he was, too. Did not even have the decency to lift a mug with me during the crossing. Bah. But what was I talking about? Ah, yes, that lovely slip of a lass, Selena. She must have been someone's servant. Said she wanted to go home for a visit. Said she might be here for me to take her back. Okay, time out real quick. Remember what Lydia said about meeting her sister? Selena? I think C-E-L-E-N-A? That's Selena. I'm mentioning it now because I don't think it's going to be mentioned later. So I don't think it's much of a spoiler. So Selena manipulated her sister Lydia into poisoning the Avatar by telling her that the Avatar serves Lord British, which is pretty slimy. Lydia's so excited to see her sister, so glad to see her. In the end, she got manipulated by her own blood. You really think about it, it's kind of sick. But I'm mentioning that now because I don't believe that plot reveal will be revealed later. This is just something if you've noticed it when you're first playing or something. Did I read this out? Oh, whatever, home. I don't think she said, but I did perceive it was somewhere like Monitor. Servant. Selena certainly isn't one of those overdressed mages, for sure. She's too timid to be anything but a servant. Well, she's... You may think so, but she's probably just a really good actor. She's actually a mage. Because Lydia mentioned her sister was taken by the, what's the guy's name? His title? If someone shows magical promise, someone from Moonshade will steal that child and put something in its place. So Selena does know magic. Anyways, Flindo. That worm. He'd spit in your last cup of grog, he would, if he thought he could make money off it. There to find one to talk, thou bilge water rat. Wow, you heard him from all the way over there, Flindo? That's some good hearing. Thou wouldst hold an honest merchant hostage to thy drinking sprees. Why, thou overgrown dung beetle? I told you when I landed that those seas were no safe place to be with these forsaken storms. And thou shouldst suck salt spray for days on end, ye honest merchant. Then thou know the difference between a drunk and a man with a thirst. Thou art the braggart that said he could sail through the fires of hell and back. And the only thirst thou hast is for more money, thou thief. Thief, is it? Where I turned down every offer thou didst make me sail out to sea again? And I fear nothing the sea can throw at me, thou barnacle. I'll not deal with things born of magics, for I'm no fool, and no mage. And I warned ye about saying false to my name before. Flindo was the one that bribed the pikemen to pulling me away from the fight he started. That was quite a long back and forth. That's why it's nice to talk to an NPC if you think someone's going to interject like that. We missed a few. In the past, I believe. Bribed. Aye, bribed. I heard some of those scum talking just after I woke up. Seems like Flindo paid them to rough me up, so I decided not to stay and go back to Moonshade. But those moneybags Flindo didn't count on those swine getting greedy. They were greedy. Kane. Seems I heard tell he was a sheep herder or something. Kane wants to go talk to some of those fancy wizards over in Moonshade. See if they can help him find what happened to his older brother who disappeared a few months ago. Can't miss him. He always has a bird with him. Bird. Ale. Bird must have been a sailor lad. Just like my squawks. Never seen anything like it. The bird has a real fondness for a stout drink. It doth talk pretty well, too. What about your ship? The Arabella is my ship, lad. She's named after me dear departed wife. And dearer to me than a good stiff drink. Storms? I've sailed the seas almost all the days of my life, lad. I'll tell you that there's nothing on the water that I can't sail a ship through. But how can a man fight something that plucks a ship out of the water, or turns a ship's sails into slabs of stone? I'll not think me a coward to tell you that these storms have me plenty mindful of how deep them seas are. I'm gonna choose this in a minute. I'm gonna say bye for now. I'm also gonna talk to Argus in a few minutes, and I'll probably end the part because it's been over an hour. Journey. I can take you to Moonshade, lad. Wait for me out on the Arabella, and we'll try to outrace these blasted storms. I'm actually going to reload that. I don't want to trigger the journey to Moonshade just yet, if that does. Because in the next part, and I'm not ending it right now or anything, I gotta do a bunch of stuff. I want to go to Monitor to give Dupre some plate armor, plate gauntlets, and boots. And only him. Only him. Shamino can wear a chain for now. And YOLO's fine with leather. And I also gotta find out, or rather return the Filari to Delin back in Fawn. Maybe try to see if I can get that dialogue option about Filari to pop up, because it wasn't last time. I'm also gonna click on scroll here. Anything new? No, no. No. Yeah, this right here, the strange baubles, that hasn't been reflected yet. We got the Stoneheart description though, which is this right here. The dangerous mineral known as stone heart, which is used to produce the illegal reagent, blood spawn. We don't have the items for that though. The blood drawing item. The well-worn slippers belong to Devra, the mistress of the Inn of the Sleeping Bull. And I think this is it. Alright, let's talk to Argus, wherever he is. He's over here, but yeah, Selena's not here anymore. She is gone. We won't see her for a while. Many, many parts later. Where's Argus? What the heck, man? Is he up here? Man, of all the times I want to try out his dialogue option, because now I think I remember you have to talk to Wilfred to trigger that accusation about him. But I just don't see him anywhere. Let's go in the back rooms. Is he outside? I guess I'll just wander around and I'll just skip ahead until I find him because it's already getting to be a bit too late. Man, it's currently, I found him. He's sleeping. To near noon, what the heck? Away with thee, he says. He's finally awake. It's time to get to work. It's time to go to school. Hello. Welcome back, Ruben. Here we go. Yeah, you had to talk to Wilfred to ask about, stuff, like the duel. I will not lie to thee. I did indeed kill a man in a duel of honor. As I called the duel, it was he who named the conditions. He were equally trained and armed as myself, else I would have demanded to cross swords with his seconds. That's not what we heard. Wilfred said Flessar was not as well trained as you are. And I would have asked him to yield, but my blow glanced off his hilt and took him square in the throat. Called the duel. He likened me to my forefather, Silverpate, loudly and in public. I asked for his apology, and when he further heaped filth upon my name, I called him to duel before witnesses. Also, he got up the wrong way. He's like behind the bed. I'm gonna go ahead and say bye for now. I'm gonna save, and hopefully I can talk to him again. I know, Dupre. I'm just trying to talk to Argus and ask about bribes by the stone bull's horns. I'd like to know who insists on telling these false tales. I was cleared of all allegations by my commander, and I'll have thine apology for spreading such a lie. Wilt thou apologize? Or shall I take recompense from thine hide? So if you can apologize, which is probably the Avatar thing to do, but if you don't, this is what happens. So be it then. Prepare thyself to be thrashed. He fights you. And you kill him. And he can die. And I actually don't think Devra even reacts to that, so let's go back and check. I want to do this real quick before ending the part, so this might be kind of long. I don't think Devra reacts to that. She's right here. Argus. Yeah, he's dead. And she doesn't even, know. Does Wilfred react to it? He does not. Let's reload. And that's what happens. So if you don't want to fight him, bye. Hey, go to sleep. Alright. Alright, so in the next part, we're gonna go to Moonshade. We also gotta buy some plate armor for Dupre, and find out where the Falara goes to back in Fawn, which is Dellen.